the haunted photograph that took more than just memories. In the quiet town of Riverton, something strange began to happen in the late 90s. It all started with an old photograph that surfaced at an estate sale. The photograph was black and white, dated back to 1923. A local historian, Carla Thompson, bought it for a few dollars. She had no idea what she was about to uncover. The photo showed a young woman, barely 20 years old, standing in front of a large Victorian house. Her smile seemed forced, her eyes a little too vacant. But it wasn't the woman that caught Carla's attention. It was what was in the background. The house behind her, once grand, now appeared to be in ruins. Yet, in the lower left corner, a figure stood. A shadowy silhouette, barely visible but undeniable. At first, Carla thought it was just a flaw in the picture. But as she studied it, the figure seemed to move. Her heart skipped a beat. The closer she looked, the clearer the figure became. A man, wearing a tattered coat, standing still in the shadows, staring directly at the camera. But there was something unsettling about his eyes. They weren't normal. They were empty, hollow, like he wasn't alive. Her curiosity got the better of her. Carla took the photograph to a local photographer for analysis. He claimed the photo was not tampered with. It was genuine. But when Carla took it back home, things began to escalate. The strange occurrences started small. A door that would slam shut when no one was around. Faint whispers that she couldn't quite make out. But one night, while cleaning the house, Carla felt a sudden chill. The photo, which had been resting on her mantel, began to shake. Her heart raced. She grabbed the photo and ran outside, but the sensation didn't stop. Everywhere she went, she felt watched. Then, the whispers began to form words. "Help me." But they weren't coming from the photo. It was a man in the background. A month later, Carla's friend, who had come to visit her, went missing. The last person to see him said he was staring at the photo on the wall. Carla couldn't believe it. But as the weeks passed, more people who had been near the photograph vanished without a trace. The town began to whisper about the curse of the photo. Soon, no one wanted to go near Carla's house. But then, a stranger appeared at her door. An old man, dressed in a suit that seemed out of time. He claimed to know everything about the photo. He said it had been taken by a man who disappeared in 1923, the year the photo was taken. The man had been investigating the strange happenings of Riverton. Before he vanished, he had captured a moment, something that wasn't quite human. A dark force hiding behind the veil of the photograph. The stranger warned Carla that the photo was not just a memory, it was a doorway. A doorway to something much darker. And once it was opened, it couldn't be closed again. Carla, desperate for answers, decided to confront the entity herself. She set the photograph on a table in the center of her living room. The air grew thick. The shadows seemed to stretch and pull at the edges of the room. She whispered the words, "Show yourself." The temperature dropped and the figure in the photograph shifted. It was as if it was coming out of the frame inch by inch. Suddenly, Carla found herself staring into the hollow eyes of the man. His face twisted into a grotesque smile. And then everything went black. When Carla's neighbors found her the next morning, she was lying unconscious on the floor. The photograph was gone, nowhere to be found. Her house was untouched. But the strange disappearances didn't stop. A few months later, the photograph reappeared in a nearby antique shop. But it wasn't just a piece of history. It was a warning. For those who dared to look at it, a dark presence would follow. No one knows who took the photo, or why the figure in the background was there. But one thing is certain. The photograph wasn't just capturing the past, it was capturing souls. The question remains. Is it the photo itself that is cursed, or is it the man who lurks behind it? Do you dare to look closer? If you've ever had a strange photograph in your life, share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe before it is too late.